Liz Holloway here from Liz Holloway Design, and welcome to my video tutorial on how to create this beautiful happy birthday card. I am using the Cake Soiree designer paper as well as the silver foil and the stamp set called Birthday Blooms, and I love this set because it's a very versatile stamp set. And so let's get started. All my measurements will be on my blog at lizhollowaydesign.blogspot.ca. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to need a panel cardstock, and then these already I have pre-cut. This is the Cake Soiree and then the silver foil. And so what I'm going to do is taking my tear and tape and apply tape right across the one end and then tape the other side on the other end close to the edges. Okay, so then what I'm doing now is taking my foam folder and burnishing it. So I'm going to remove one backing strip, and here I'm taking my foil and I'm just adding this Cake Soiree paper onto the foil and just straight across, giving it a thin line of foil. Just because that there are foil on this Cake Soiree. And then what I'm going to do is then take my tear and tape again, and there is tear and tape on this one side. I'm going to add tear and tape back onto the foil again so that I have tape on both sides. But then you're going to remove both tapes, and I'm going to take my designer paper and the foil close to the edges on the left hand side. Next, you're going to douse your panel card with the embossing buddy. Okay, and this will prevent the static cling. And you're going to need your big blossom as well as your Versamark. I ran out of stickiness on the back side, so I'm going to add my double-sided tape on here. And then add Versamark. I'm going to douse this again. And add my Versamark onto the stamp pad. And then stamp this image right here. And I got my silver embossing powder ready to go. So all I'm doing is taking this and pouring liberally over the image, and then pouring the powder right back into my canisters. Okay, then what you're going to do is take your heat tool, and you want to heat set this. You want to have it turned on for a little bit so that it's actually really hot. You want to get really, really hot, and then start applying heat. Now you see that this is kind of like a dull gray, and then once it gets heated and melted, it's going to be this bright silver. Really heat it until it's all melted. And then what I'm doing now is taking my stamping blends, and this is the Daffodil Delight. So I'm just adding light yellow onto the denim. And then I'm adding the darker yellow over the little tiny dots. Just kind of randomly add them. And then I'm going to take my light blue, and this is the Pool Party. This is the light blue Pool Party. And then just applying blue onto the petals. Then with the darker blue poo party, and then just kind of wherever the shading is, I'm going to add the poo party right there. And then any of the folds, I would add the darker poo party to give it that that shaded look. And then the flowers as well, the small little petals. And then going back with a lighter poo party, just to bring out to soften the lines. Okay, and then taking my old olive and then just adding to the leaves. And then bringing back your dark old olive. And just adding the dark areas where you want your dark areas to be. You see I've missed one right here. And then I'm going to bring back my light old olive and pulling the colors in or out so that you don't have that harsh colors. Okay, so now you see how the colors are like, you can't really see the silver embossing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to reheat this part again, and it will bring out it will remelt the embossing powder to give it that shine again. Okay, so there it is. And then what I'm going to do now is taking a strip of the silver foil. Now this part you really have to be careful because it is very slippery, and if you can find a small happy birthday, this happy birthday is from the At Home With You, and this is the happy birthday right here, and it's small enough. And so what I'm doing now is I'm dabbing my silver foil with the embossing buddy, and then taking my Versamark and dabbing the stamp. And then this part gets very tricky because it is slippery. And so what you want to do is stamp down, position it, and then stamp down. Hold it for a couple seconds without wiggling the stamp set, and then lift right up. And so now what I'm doing is I'm going to take this strip and then take it, adding it to the silver embossing powder, and then you're going to shake off the excess. Okay, so when you're doing this you want to be very careful because it is very slippery. And then taking your heat tool again, heat it up, and then just heat it until the color changes. And so then what I'm doing now is trying to figure out where I really want the to position this sentiment. And so you can either cut off a little bit on the end, so which I am going to do, and then make the same on the other side, the same amount of spaces between the two, between the wordings. Okay, and then I'm going to flip that over, add tear and tape, and then I'm going to add it right to the bottom, flush to the right, and depending on how your image is. So what I'm doing is now lining it up to my grid line and using the 1/4 inch line, just like here, 1/4 inch right here, adding happy birthday, and then taking this and adding dimensionals on the back. And you got your Whisper white thick cardstock. I'm going to add this to my card, and it looks like I got some piece of paper hanging. Just slipping that off, and then add this to here. Okay, and then taking the rhinestones and using my paper piercer, and I'm going to add one large rhinestone and one small rhinestone here. And that is everything on this particular card. Just gorgeous. It's beautiful. I love how the silver foil falls right into, or follows the whole line, and the blue works really well with that blue just because it's a little bit lighter. Let me see. No, the Tempting Turquoise doesn't work, but the Pool Party works well with this blue. So there you go, and I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If you have any questions, give me a call or email me at liz.holloway@gmail.com. And if you need any order, I will be happy to set you up. Okay, anyways, talk to you soon, and thank you for joining in. Okay, bye.